Om Tridevibhyo Namaha. Welcome back to Trishakti Healing. I'm again in front of you today to talk about something very important that is impacting all of us. Now, look around you, and whether in your own family or family of people that you will find family members either fighting with each other or not being peaceful with each other, or even if they are coexisting in some way, there is no real connection. If you see relatives are fighting, property matters out there in society, there are communities which are fighting. You get out on the road, drive for 5 minutes, you will find at least 15 people doing something really nasty on the road. Somebody's cutting, somebody's overtaking in a very bad way, aggression, parking, riding in the wrong lane, people are parking cars all over the place, and so many other issues from dumping garbage or wrong use of power. You look at all the politics in the corporates and the organization, people in positions of power exploiting things, and so on and on. And somewhere in all of this, Rahu, Chandra, and Buddha have a very important part to play, because somewhere in all the civility that we are losing, in all the peace that we are losing in our life, these three have a significant role to play. Stay with me as I talk you through what these are. There are also other planets that impact, but these are three primary planets whose impact and who are getting impacted, because of which we are facing these problems. So let's learn a little bit about this. And if you stay with me to the end, I will also share with you things that you can do in your normal life to keep these three grahas healthy and in a appropriate, balanced way. Now, let's begin with understanding that we are in the Kali Yuga, and our rishis have said that in Kali Yuga, Rahu is the leader or the Raja of Kali Yuga. And what that means essentially is that it is going to bring both good and bad. Now, this is not the first Yuga. There have been multiple Yugas, and our rishis have known that when we come to Kali Yuga, there will be technologies discovered, a lot of transitions will happen, but also illusions, Maya, these things will exist. So, as much as Rahu creates some very good things in life, like it brings technology, it brings life easy, it gives us ambition, it also brings about a lot of transformation, especially Rahu when it behaves like the Shani of Kumbha Rashi, it is going to create transitions and transformations. However, Rahu also brings illusions, intoxications, and these kind of challenges, digital device addictions, people spreading lies, venomous nature. All of these also come from Rahu. Why is this important for us to understand? This is important because when you look at human behavior and how human behavior gets formed and influenced, you will see three aspects of the whole thing. The first that you will see is the societal influence on human behavior. Then human charitra and the way from one's kundali we inherit certain traits and characteristics. And then when these two collide or these two overlap each other, then the interaction creates another lasting set of things. So those are the three things where human charitra and human behavior is formed. Now, in our society today, because of all the advent of technology and all the illusions and then intoxications exist, drinking, smoking, all that culture, Rahu is spreading a lot of things which people are copying and living. They may not naturally take on these tendencies. Like there are many people who may otherwise have been very sattvic, but because of the pressure of society, because of pressure of friends, because of pressure of communities, they have taken on all of these bad habits that Rahu brings. On the other hand, in our Kundali, Rahu plays big games. Now, wherever Rahu sits, in whichever bhava Rahu sits, Rahu is going to take on the powers and corrupt the that particular bhavesh or the swami of that bhava, whatever Rashi is sitting there. Same way, it is also going to somewhat intoxicate and influence or give a malefic influence to the grahas that are the Swami of the Nakshatra and the Nakshatra Pada also. That's how dangerous Rahu is. He can take the power, he can give malefic influence. Other than the Bhava where Rahu is sitting, Rahu's Drishti in 7th, and the special Drishtis in 5th and 9th, that also impacts. And whenever a planet is transitioning over Rahu or over any of the bhavas where their drishti is, Rahu is going to create that malefic intent. Now, does Rahu only give malefic intent? Now, if by chance your Chandra is very strong, which means your manas, your sharir, and that's what Chandra represents, that's very strong. If your buddhi is strong, which is Budha, and your intellect, your vani is clean, and the way you think is very clean, logical, and you have the kripa of Brihaspati, Guru, which means you play by dharma and dharmic rules, and apply karma by the rules of Shani, which is being very structured, then the influence of Rahu doesn't impact too much in your Kundali. Otherwise, it is going to give malefic influences, right? And not just there. So let's understand some very simple things like with the first bhava, you are supposed to work on your personality, but Rahu is going to create that illusion, and you would want to portray a very changing, dynamic kind of image. So, you'll come across as very unstable to others. Or Rahu sitting in the second bhava will give you the ways of a trickster to earn money, or you will look at shortcuts. In third bhava, again, instead of hard work, you may look at all sorts of shortcut means of doing what you're supposed to do. Or look at the sixth bhava. Well, sixth bhava is the Rin Ripu Rog. Rahu sitting there can bring sudden problems and sudden issues where you thought there is none that exist. Or Rahu goes to eighth bhava. You're going to suddenly, you're going to be falling in love with the deep secrets, and you want to be secretive and keep secrets and do secret things. Now, if there are other malefic influences, then it again creates further issues. Rahu sitting with Sun, you will abuse power. Rahu sitting with Guru, you will abuse wisdom and you'll get into trickery. Rahu sits with Shani, it can then create bad habits, addictions. It can also create, a liar out of you. It sits with Mars. It can create rowdy behavior, very violent behavior. So that's how Rahu can be very dangerous when it sits, and especially, like I said, if your Chandra and Budha are not strong, which means Manas and Buddhi, if they are impacted seriously, because ultimately all our behavior comes through the Chandra and Manas, right? And Chandra, Manas, and Buddhi, Buddha. Okay. Now, one more thing that we have to understand is, does Rahu stimulate all the time? No, it stimulates the graha it's sitting in, the graha that it's a drishti on, and whenever planets come under its influence. But planets are constantly moving. Then why does there be a lasting impact? And this is where I said that societal influence and our kundali colliding, and then the challenges that happen. So imagine if you are in bad company, you learned a bad habit, the bad company went away. Will that bad habit go away? It won't, because somewhere that bad habit has got anchored into your manas, into your sharira, which is Chandra, and into your buddhi, intellect, which is Buddha, right? So the danger is here that the illusionary bad habit, manipulations, malefic intent that is created by Rahu, once it comes in, it becomes a part of your behavior, and then it's very difficult for us to get rid of it, right? And that's where the interaction happens. So from society, from here and there, whenever you pick it up, it just propagates, and that propagation is then going to continue creating a lot of issues. This is the deep thing that we need to understand. So if you see people fighting today, if people having superficial behaviors, people playing politics, people working for short gains and really not doing deep work, a lot of that is the Rahu related influence that has come in one time or the other, and it just stayed on and created issues. That's why it is very important to keep yourself clean, keep clean behavior, keep clean food habits, be stable in the way you approach life. In general, you have to strengthen your moon, strengthen your Mercury, Chandra, and Budha. They have to be very strong. That is when you will be able to handle the malefic influences of Rahu with a lot of peace and stability and wisdom. Otherwise, you will have serious challenges. Hope you understand the connections of what I have shared. This is very important, because even if in your kundali it is not that bad, the societal influence is going to look at it. So, what I'm saying is that Rahu has to be looked at not just from a Phalit Jyotish perspective, which is how you get an understanding of your Kundali, but also from a Medini Joshish or a mundane Jyotish perspective, where on the society itself, there is so much of influence in our times, and the Kali Yuga perspective that I gave, right? Now, having said this, what can you do to balance out these energies? So, here are some very simple things that you can do. But to conclude what I was saying, remember, when Rahu controls your Budha, society is going to become very clever, and clever in a negative way, not really wise. And when Rahu controls your Chandra, then society is going to be overstimulated and evilly stimulated, not peaceful. And when both of these come together, then slowly we will lose our civility and peace, and that's what is going on. So individually, we need to strengthen our Chandra, our Budha, and our Rahu needs to be made sattvic in nature. So, what can you do for Chandra? Some of the lifestyle changes that you can make to bring peace, emotional stability, etc. And you'll be surprised. One of the first things is sleep. Sleep on time. You need to follow the lunar cycle. So, when is the lunar power at its peak? It starts with about 9:30, 10 in the night, and then till about 4:30, it is really powerful. So, sleeping during that time, waking up before sunrise, these are very important things. Walking in full moon light will really help you. Doing anything that is nurturing will keep your Chandra very calm. Because remember, Chandra is also what? Chandra is the nurturing energy. How we nurture ourselves, how we nurture others around us. All of that nurturing activity is going to strengthen Chandra. Food is nurturing for us. So when you eat food, be calm. Don't be distracted by things. You have to reduce your overstimulation. The more you keep your mind calm, practice yoga, meditation, pranayam, that will help you. Water is a great source of balancing of Chandra. So don't waste water, number one, in your house. Then your relationship with water, when you drink water, when you bathe, if you're watering your plants, these should all be done very peacefully. If you get time, if you can go to a river, go to the sea, do that. I usually discourage people now to go too much to nature because we have extremely exploited nature, hills, rivers, seas. So I'm very cautious when I say this to people. So do it whenever you can, but please do it very carefully. Don't spoil the environment around you. Same way, when it comes to your behavior, speaking softly, keeping that nurturing tone, listening without interruption really helps. Listening also helps with your Buddha. So don't control your anger, work on your anger so that your Chandra stays balanced, and prepare well before you sleep, calm down. All of those things are going to help. Your Mondays should be as sattvic as possible. So a sattvic routine, sattvic eating, keep it light. Shiva worship is going to help you significantly. So Om Namah Shivaya Jap is really going to help you. Offering water to the Shivaling helps you. Om Som Somaya Namaha is the chant or the japa that we can use for Chandra. Do that, especially on Mondays, do it 108 times. On Amavasya and Purnima, do it 108 times. This will really help you. So that was Chandra for you. How do you take care of your Buddha? Buddha, remember, it's also Buddhi. So in your lifestyle, reduce any kind of gossip, reactivity, unnecessary challenging arguments, arguing on everything, commenting on everything. These are some things to be avoided. Practice silence. Very, very critical. Your handwriting has a direct impact on your Buddha, on your Buddhi, on your intellect. Write a lot, write, journal, write your confusions, come bring it to a solution, draw diagrams, assimilate your notes, see how your day went, create lessons learned. Read good literature, especially scriptures, classical literature, etc. Much of this balances out your Buddha. In your behavior, completely eliminate abusive language, because every time you abuse, those abuses stay on the inside, and that creates anger and frustration. Take that out. Reduce the speed at which you speak. Think well before you sleep, and listen respectfully to others. Listen with an intent to learn. That is going to significantly balance out your Buddha. Vishnu worship will help you. Ganesha worship will help you. So Ganesh mantras like reciting Vakratanda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Avignam Kurume Deva Sarvakarisha Sarvada. Keep doing this. Vishnu Sahasranam is good. Your Wednesdays can be sattvic. If you have a tulsi at home, Do tulsi seva, which is offer water, keep it nourished. If you don't have a tulsi, bring one. It'll really help you stay grounded. All kind of grounding activities, staying close to earth will help with your Buddha. Buddha's mantra is Om Boom Buddhaya Namaha. You can also chant it, especially on Wednesdays. You can chant it 108 times. That'll really help. For Rahu, detoxing your life is really going to help. So, in a way, avoid intoxicants, avoid cigarettes, avoid any kind of influencing products, avoid alcohol, avoid lies, avoid illusions, too much of fantasies. All of these things are going to distract and imbalance your Rahu. So, avoid all of them completely. Keep a digital discipline. Use your laptop, ipad, phone, etc. for as much as you need to work, whatever is critical. Don't spend time like the doomsday scrolling, etc. uh, Reduce any sensational content that you consume, especially all the binge watching that a lot of people do today. Once a month or something you watch something is fine, but when you start doing binge watching every week on week, it's going to really feed compulsive behaviors, and that's what Rahu does to you. Hard work helps calm down Rahu. Discipline helps calm down Rahu. Avoid any attention seeking behavior, like wanting to be very popular and all that. Do things with the right intent. When you do things deeply, if publicity, if attention has to come to you, it will. Don't create negative attention for yourself. Oh, also remember one thing: Rahu is the kind of planet which listens to your ambition and says tathastu. It will give you what your ambition is giving you. But then after giving it, Rahu will come back and check: do you really deserve this? And then Rahu creates a lot of issues for you. So be very careful. Rahu is not the planet which checks your patrata and then gives you things. It gives you and then it checks, and that creates a whole host of issues. Rahu can stay balanced with Ma Durga's worship and submitting to her. Even Kal Bhairava Upasana really helps. Feeding animals, birds, this really helps. Breathing practices, grounding practices, staying close to the ground helps with Rahu also. So walk, bare feet, etc. So do that. There are lots of Durga mantras, Navaran mantra, etc. that you can do, or you can do the Durga Bij mantras and all the Navadurga mantras. That will really help you. Om Ram Rahve Namaha can help you. So these are things to do. So hope what I shared really helped you understand why there is so much of lack of peace and lack of civility around us. And that's the play of Rahu and how the Chandra and Budha being imbalanced are really impacting us. Take some definitive action in this, because ultimately when you bring peace, others around you will become peaceful, and when many of us become peaceful, the society at large is going to gain, and that is a very important thing for all of us today. Hope you were able to take some definitive actions. Like I said, I will see you soon with another critical topic like this, but till then, you take care of yourself, and Jai Mahakal, Jai Mahakali.